Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, it's Tuesday night, it's 7:30, it's time for another episode of
Through the Garden Gate. A very funny thing, you just scared me, but because I didn't know that we were live.
That's what you get for not paying attention. I was paying attention. Good job, somebody is. Did I do that right this week? You're not going to try and correct me, even though I did it right. No. Let's get Jamie Marsh in.
At least I hope I don't fall over this week. Hurt myself. Then I fell over on Tuesday.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello. Hi, George.
Yeah.
Chatting
Did I
away.
just hear you say you got mild concussion?
George, Jamie asked if you had mild concussion.
I did, yeah.
Oh dear.
He fell over a football and went.
Yeah, well, I was like.
Are you sure it's not just one of them fairy fouls that the Premier League do?
Well, only if you can do the foul on yourself.
Yeah. I suppose
Self-sabotage.
you can't blame the ball, can you? I suppose.
Diving on the floor, rolling around, going, help!
Yeah. Remember what Neymar's like? He would go roll for eternity.
I wouldn't know. I don't follow football enough for that.
But he goes like, so when he gets tackled, he rolls on the floor.
Oh dear.
Only if he's playing, because he's usually injured.
Yeah, only if he's playing, and for the rest of eternity, he'll just roll.
Tell us about your chaos bed. Have you been seeing it?
It's got some germination, but I think most of it is weeds, so.
I wonder if your radish are ready this week. I won't send you out there, you might fall in the ditch again.
I'll do it. Well, at least I don't have an arch to fall. Dad, look where I'm going this week.
No, it's fine.
Go and pull one then. Go steady. There's no rush. Just walk and pull one and show us it.
You remember what it looks like.
They're like the
This
suckleweed leaves, aren't they?
Don't pull any nettles out, because that'll hurt.
No, I won't, but they've got the round leaves, don't they?
Yeah.
With a round disc. George, concentrate.
I didn't know you was tucked in the corner. You couldn't get out.
Have you been having the storms today, or has it not reached Norfolk?
Yeah, we have had a couple. It's spitting now. We had a few claps of thunder, and it just chucks it down for about a minute or two, then it stops again.
We had probably some of the worst thunder I've ever heard when I was at work today. It was just rumbling for ages.
Well, no, it hasn't been too bad. We've had some thunder and lightning in the distance, but nothing, not like that. But it seems all back to front, isn't it? We should have been having this in
April.
bloody April.
So like April showers.
Yeah.
And the heat is like April heat as well, because it's not been that warm. After
One
all that
minute,
heat,
when there's no clouds, beautiful. But as soon as it pops behind a cloud, it's getting cold again.
yeah, the temperature really drops.
Yeah. Yeah, just messing the plants up completely. Cold and then hot, then wet and dry, and God knows what.
Very confusing.
Very. Extremely confusing. Did you sow some radish seeds after last week?
I forgot.
I did.
I remembered like Wednesday. No, Thursday.
I sowed a few. I think mine was only Thursday or something like that. So, Jenny, I finally caught up with all my sowings. Oh, well done. Still living in a building site of a garden, but will be a pretty building site. That's all that matters. All that matters. What you haven't done, Jenny? Obviously got some work going on. Raised beds, maybe?
I'm okay this week, thank God.
Show us this radish. Is it any bigger?
A little bit.
It's there. I reckon one
Probably
more week,
about
that'll
right.
be about right.
Next week we'll have a look at it and...
That's probably double the size of last week, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you could eat that, but it's still not.
Don't look at the garden question.
No, I won't look at the garden question.
Sit there
Yeah.
then. Let me in.
I thought you'd sit on the end.
On the end, you've got to go out again a bit.
You
New
joking?
porch to the house, mobility, and for the mobility scooter. Oh, I see. I get you.
Horse, Jenny.
Shall we do?
Porsche, new Porsche.
Yes, they are white radish. Trying to think what variety it is. I think it'd probably be one of the
They
ones
do red and they do like
pink. They
pink.
do long ones.
They do
all
red
sorts.
ones, yeah.
I think it's
They
one
do
Simply
purple
Seeds
ones.
then. So it's probably a breakfast something or other.
I've got some purple ones, but they ain't really done nothing. They're supposed to be long purple ones, but there's plenty of leaf, but there's nothing happening below ground.
I've got beetroot that are doing that. They've literally not done anything since being a seedling. It's like, I'm sitting here.
What? Leaves not growing either.
No, literally like that big still. And they've been in for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Oh, what?
Bizarre. I don't know whether it was because when I planted them, we had that hot spell. So maybe it was too hot because a lot of the turnips that I planted, when we had that hot spell, they've all bolted because turnips don't like it at 21 degrees. So
No. It's a really weird one.
it is.
Right, gardening question for this week. And by the way, 5 days until McFly. That's right.
Thanks for that, George.
Yeah, five days. So Sunday. True or false? Once a courgette plants fruit, the fruit itself can grow up to 1 inch per day.
That's got to be true.
You were about to spell it T-R-Y-E.
I've gone true. What's Jamie gone?
Grandma.
Jamie's gone true.
Everybody's gone through, surely.
Probably more than that, so it's
More
false.
than likely.
Can I kind of say that you're both right? You're both
Not
right.
kinda.
Not kind of,
True.
definitely. Go on then.
That means you're wrong. You get no points.
No point.
True. Right.
What's the explanation?
Well, with some bonus info. For a courgette or squash is not a vegetable, but in fact a fruit. It has seeds inside of its flesh. That's why it's actually a fruit. So
That is true.
What else?
You've learned
What else is a
something
fruit then,
from the
George?
garden
What people? Listen
well,
to
you've
me.
learned something with the
Listen.
garden question there.
Is there any other vegetables that are fruits that people call vegetables but are actually fruits? Do you think of anything?
Apples.
No, they are
That
definitely
is a fruit.
Oh yeah.
Something that people think are a vegetable but are definitely a fruit.
I don't know.
What do we grow in the polytunnel?
Oh, tomatoes.
Yep. They're a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Some people
Long green things.
Talking of tomatoes, something ate his tomatoes.
I think Mr. Field Vole's got into my
Yeah,
pot
Mr. Field Vole.
taking leaves off my tomato plants now.
Are they?
Why would they? Why are creatures so horrible?
I wish it'd go and eat your chaos bed.
What are they doing? Take them off? What, make them disappear, or just nibble them off and leaving them?
No, just leaving them. Sometimes.
If you're gonna say that, get out of
I was joking, George.
it. I know.
Yeah, they're just. Well, the brassicas that they've massacred, they've eaten the leaves, but they've literally like chewed all the growth points of the plants and just left it as a stick. So there's not even any chance of it regrowing. And then the tomatoes, they've just taken off some of the leaves, so that, like the lower leaves, luckily. Hopefully they'll come back.
Come back? Why would you want them to come back?
Tomato plants.
Oh, I thought you meant the vole. I was like, why do you want them to come back?
And then they chomped off one of my pea plants. Literally like an inch above the thing, even though the pea's 6 foot high.
No.
Well, you know voles, they can climb.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they've just everything, basically. Anything and everything that you put anywhere. Apart from they are not touching the sweet corn, although they touched it when it was initially first came through. But since I've put it high and then wait for it to get decent size, they've not bothered with it.
Dad, I think all of that, like that bed, you should just put on like ropes and just when the thing comes, you just have like a.
What I need to do is create the hanging gardens of Saxley.
Hanging garden.
So they haven't touched the swing bench then?
No, they can't get up there. And they can't get on the bench.
No, they can't get up there, Jamie, because if they climbed up the wooden, well, they wouldn't be able to, but even if they climbed up the wood and jumped, they would still not make it. They would face plant the floor.
They're not, what are those squirrels that can fly?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Squirrels can fly.
They can go, they can glide. But yeah, they don't get on that greenhouse region either. But it's full. I need another bench in the greenhouse.
Well, I've got lots of tomato plants if you want me to bring some next week.
I've got, yeah, I might do. It depends how many's left.
Oh dear.
Hopefully I eat all them.
Well, shut the...
Can't shut the door.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Get through gaps. They can get anywhere.
You mean vole?
All voles, mice, rats.
Yeah, they're tiny, aren't they?
What about if you close the door?
They'd dig a hole.
It won't make a difference.
They'd fit through a gap. They only need a gap about 1 centimetre to fit through.
Oh.
They'd be through.
Yeah, so what about the snakes? You think they if you put your...
I don't know whether the snakes work. I think the snakes are more birds and pigeons.
What?
Yeah, but saying that, a snake would eat a mouse.
Well, it would do, but I don't know whether a mouse had seen a rubber snake. It'd probably have to be moving, maybe. Whereas pigeons are stupid.
Yeah.
Rude! That's offensive to the pigeons.
Yeah, I suppose. It's worth a try, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
I need my bath anyway, so
Off you go then.
I'll see you next week.
Watch over Dash then, because he's laying down and being quiet for a change.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see. Not his usual barky self for some reason. Right, see you next week.
Bye, George.
Don't fall over on the way down the garden.
I won't. Well, I'll try not to anyway.
I bet it's so frustrating and seeing off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, maybe I need a.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, George. Like a solar-powered moving snake that just roams the veg garden. I need the blooming grass snakes that have clearly been in my compost to sort them out. Surely grass snake will eat a little mouse.
Didn't you put something there that they would prefer to eat rather than anything else?
Well, we tried putting mint about because if you look at any natural repellent to mice, it's all peppermint granules and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
Ward them off. But it's hard to tell now because there's so much damage to the brassica bed. That's where we put all the mint. But they're in the polytunnel as well, so I don't know whether that's 2 separate mice or whether it's just one moving about the place. But I mean, we're surrounded by fields.
Oh, there'll be loads and loads.
Nice. So it's just trying to get plants to the point where they're not going to bother them because they've not touched the squash plant. Not bothered at all by those. Squash, sweet corn, you know. But all my beans that I planted, they ate those.
Oh, no.
So,
Every year, Mark, you get
there's always something. There's always something, isn't there? Yeah, we need an owl.
It's not flooding, it's bloody mice or voles.
Slugs. I've had. Rabbits was last year. This year it's mice.
Well, I sorted my other polytunnel out at the weekend. That now looks fantastic with my cucumbers, aubergines, and all my chilies and peppers. That's all ready to go. And 2 loofahs.
Ooh.
And I
I
put
think that's
one
right.
loofah outside.
What you need for loofahs is that really hot weather we had a few weeks ago, all summer. They're so slow.
But what's her name? Oh God, I can't remember her name.
Julia?
Came in. No, who came on a few weeks ago? Forking,
Oh,
Mrs.
yes.
I can't remember her name. But she grows hers outside, and she gets loads.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying when we were talking to her that she grows them outside.
So I've put
And
one outside and two in.
where is she further up north than me? Or is she down your neck?
I don't know. Yeah, so she definitely says she puts loofahs outside. All my sweet corn's planted out now. I've done one brassica bed. Put all the rest of my lettuce seedlings and things out. It's all starting to fill up.
My lettuce have been good, actually. My lettuce and my spinach. I've got 3 different types of corn that are all good. Got big blocks of them this year, whereas last year I only had a few plants. This year I've done like an entire block this end, and that's popcorn. And then I've got mini corn in the new bit, and then another bed full of just regular corn. So hopefully might actually get some corn this year.
It's amazing. I love sweet corn straight off the plant.
Again, that one's a bit hot though, doesn't it?
No, it likes to be warm to germinate, but I don't think we've ever had a major hot. But I normally get some good cobs.
It's late, isn't it? It's not midsummer when you want it. It's like August, September time.
Yeah, it's the germination thing as well, isn't it? You've got to just go around and tap all the silks. Yeah, get them silks covered with the pollen, and it works.
I think we're quite good here because where I've planted them, they'll get the crosswind across the garden, because that's what we tend to get. We get the wind going across rather than up and down.
Are they quite far away from each other? Are you going to get cross pollination?
No, they're all the 3 different types of miles away from each other. Yeah, I've got the one lot's in this half of the veg garden, the other lot's the other end of the new bit, and then then there's one in the middle. So they're all separate.
I saw somebody on Instagram today saying about baby corn, because it's quite easy really, because it doesn't need no germination.
Yeah, I've tried it last year, but I don't think we got any plants because we only had the popcorn ones that actually grew into anything. So they must be quite quick, because you only want that, don't you? With
the tiny little things. Yeah.
So I don't know whether the plants would be smaller as well.
Possibly. Tell you what started to fly, my tree spinach. Can you remember I had one plant last year, and that self-seeded everywhere like they always do.
Yeah.
And I kept weeding them out, but I left 4 or 5 to get a decent size. And I've moved them now in a row, and they've just gone nuts. This last week, they must have put 6 or 8 inches on in a week.
That's impressive.
Looks really nice. And Shona was making a sagaloo yesterday out of them.
What, out of tree spinach?
Spinach, yeah. Aloo is it sag or is it aloo? One of them's potatoes, isn't it? One spinach. The word sagaloo.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
I need to pot some seedlings up, so I've got some seedlings down near the patio where I had it last year. But I've got none that have gone crazy. Jenny grows baby corn a lot.
Yeah, I've never done that. Never. Next year, maybe.
See how it goes with me.
Yes, if it works for you, I'm surely can do it.
Yeah.
I don't get half the amount of problems you do. Touch wood.
Like actually being in the field.
Exactly, that's the thing, isn't it? It's weird. Touch wood, I don't get hardly anything.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't even got horse or anything. Oh, there's horse at the bottom, and there's horse on the on that side, but that side's just a hayfield. So they're probably in there, in the hayfield.
Yeah, they love it.
Because I guess a horse field's just grass. There's nowhere for them to hide.
And in saying that, our cat probably catches one every couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing we're missing there as well. Because two of our neighbours used to have cats, and they're both gone now. So there was like 4 or 5 cats about the place, whereas now there's none. So that's another thing, not keeping on top of the population.
Yeah. It's thriving. What about humane trapping?
Yeah, I have thought that. I think if it gets much worse, I'm going to have to. Because I can't just... what can I do?
No, you can put a couple of traps down, can't you? And then just relocate them in the morning.
And then drive them to my work. Put them in the woodland.
Put them in the woods, yeah, right out the way. Yeah.
Where they can't do any damage to my vegetables.
I think that's what you're going to have to do, isn't it?
Or get a cat.
Get a cat, leave it in the polytunnel.
Yeah, veg garden cat.
Yeah. That's one like that.
No, I didn't mind the cat. I had the cat before.
Right, let's go. I guessed him. He's sitting there waiting patiently.
So tonight's guest is another gardener with a luscious head of hair. He has had 26 years as a landscape gardener. He is an aspiring garden designer and even won a Silver Gilt Medal for his blooming border at RHS Malvern show this year. He is a former head gardener and his new role is pending, whatever that means. Sure, he'll tell us. Let's get him in. It's Paul Nicholson at Paul the UK Gardener. There we go.
Here he is.
Hello. How are we?
Not bad. You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good, thank you. Better weather for us here today, so I can't complain.
I like how Mark made a point of talking about your hair.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm happy with that. I get more comments about that than my gardening, I think, these days. So, we'll take that.
I just want to say I had hair like you when I was about 20, right down there.
Well, fair play. I'll take your word for it, but fair play.
Oh, I'll find some pictures.
We need pictures.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I don't even want to see him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, have you had any problems with mice and things? Do you do a bit of veggie garden?
Yeah, I was listening to you talk about it, actually. Our main culprit this year has actually been a monkjack. It's been an absolute pain. It's a young one. It's so confident. You sometimes think there's just a dog walking around because it's just got that confident and brazen that it's literally within feet of you until you sort of stare at it and it runs off. But we still got mice because it's such a large estate country-wise. Mice, rats, voles. Even the moles have popped themselves up in the raised beds because they're just coming up through the ground, obviously, and they're just finding their way up. And we've had sort of countless try everything to defend it as much as you can, but something seems to find its way in. So I think it's like you all know, you sort of plant enough and hope to get enough of a crop at the end of it, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing. Plant a bit more than you want, so just in case.
Yeah, that's it. No, definitely. But you learn what you can get away with doing a little bit more, especially where we are, because it's only manned 5 days a week. So at the weekend, it's unmanned anyway. So we have to be sort of practical about what we're putting in for whoever's using it or whether it's personal use. So we're sort of, we sort of don't overdo it basically as well. So we don't come in on a Monday and get stressed about it, shall we say.
You can't. I just did say to Mark, I don't know how I'd be. I'd be gutted, but what do? You can't, can you? There's no point getting stressed with it.
No.
Especially if you've got as much bad luck as Mark.
I think it's not fun, is it, at all? Because you spend your time, especially if you're sowing something as well, and you watch that progress, and you think, brilliant, now's time to plant out or move it to where it's being moved to. And then within sort of 10 days, sometimes you can find them completely chomped back down to the ground, and you sort of start going, what's the point? yeah, but I think it's part of the fun of, because vegetable growing is quite a new thing for me, sort of in the last 2 to 3 years. actually started doing it myself. My dad has a large allotment, so I've sort of enjoyed what he's grown for quite some time, and that's been great. Time-wise, I get so much time with having to work and that stuff that I don't overdo it at the moment, but it's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of in the future, because I've caught the bug for it. I think it's a really good addiction. All of a sudden, you sort of, the crop of carrots I got last year was just like that. I've definitely got to do them again because they were amazing, you know, and just the brassicas, and you said about, we've done radishes and spring onions, you know, so we're not doing, I would call, overcomplicated things.
No.
Especially when starting out. And I think that's kind of the key thing that I've learned, is not to sort of get gun-ho on it and go, I want to do that because that looks amazing or that's really different. Like, give yourself a bit of a grounding into it, learn what you can and can't do in your conditions, and then see if you can add something the next year, or just do one thing different the next year.
Yeah, that's good advice, because like I said, so many people just want to do all the really hard things, and what you should do is grow what you want to eat, because people, they grow stuff and they don't even like it. You think, what's the point? No, I had that. Even say, refer back to my dad again. He had the same thing. He did some things that he wanted to try and grow to start off with, and he's done it for a number of years. But when it come to harvesting, none of us ate it. So it was like, well, no, we don't eat that, or we don't quite like that, or something like that. And he was ending up with a lot of produce going to waste. Yeah. So even now, he's done it differently as well. He's literally growing what they eat and anything that he can share with sort of us immediate family as well. So, which is great as well, because it's. I don't think people completely understand as well how much nicer growing your own veg, bringing it home and eating it in whatever format, whatever it's dinner during the week, roast dinner at the weekend. The flavour is completely different. Yeah.
And I think that's a massive advocate for wanting to do more, whether it's just a small tub at home of potatoes, you know, just finding that little space. I think it's just great. It's just a lovely feeling.
It's the flavour thing is obviously the biggest thing, but like you said, the feeling of self-worth, almost, what you've done it, you brought it in, you're preparing it, and you're feeding it to your family or giving it away to friends. Yeah. That's amazing as well.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. And to be fair, it saves you a lot of money. You know, if you can produce that amount. I mean, it is difficult for some people, because if you've not got the space to do succession, then obviously you're only getting it for a period of time between growing and then harvesting, which I appreciate. But you are going to get that little block period where all of a sudden you can go, I haven't got to worry about buying those for a little while because we've got enough still in the ground, or we've lifted enough, whatever that might be. And we noticed that quite a lot from probably between June right up till September, October time. We had enough coming out where we weren't having to buy as much as we normally would for like a weekly shop. So that was a good feeling as well. And now I've got to a stage where my wife is saying to me, have you got any, and you're like, no, hang on, let it grow.
wait a minute, steady.
yeah. So that's quite fun as well. But no, I've really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to sort of expanding that, I would say, knowledge on that, because I'm nowhere near on that part. I would never declare myself to be as well. But I love more now. It's an age thing as well. It's really weird. Say my parents would probably say, why weren't you like that when you were in your 20s? But now all of a sudden I've got a bit more of a bug for wanting to try and develop and learn different things at different times as well, just to keep adding, I like to say, strings to your bow sort of thing. And just keep adding just that bit more. And if you can learn how to do that one, then it's easier for you to talk to someone or advise someone as well. And it's just a nice feeling to have those different conversations, not feel a bit one-dimensional sometimes if you just do that as your job. It's quite nice to be a bit broader with it, shall we say.
I like it when we have friends round for barbecues and things, and because my plot allotment is at home, it's just over the back wall. So, you know, I say, oh, come and have a wander around. And they just, honestly, a lot of them, we live in a village, so a lot of them do grow bits and bobs, but some of them, they go, I didn't even know you could do this, you know. Grow so much, and the tomatoes and the cucumbers and squash and pumpkins, they just didn't know. No, it's amazing. And I think as well, I don't know, I go back, I refer to age thing because I think we all do it at different times. I'm a little bit unique, I guess, some other people, but my taste buds have changed again.
So there was stuff I would not have dreamed of eating even 5 years ago. But now all of a sudden it's a case, just give it a go. And this will make people laugh if there's anyone that knows me watching, but I did Adam Frost's taste table last year at Gardener's World.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what was it, but it was courgette on it. Now I was a little bit of them. I went to I don't really eat courgette. I've never eaten it. She's going, just give it a go. Just give it a go. Okay, right. I stuffed it in. I ate it. I thought, actually, that's really nice. And then my dad gave us a courgette to grow at my workplace. Grew that. Was picking them for fun for the season. And having them all the time with dinner, and all of a sudden I've gone, right, now I eat those. And I think that's a good thing. If you start trying to grow something, you should. I agree, you should grow what you eat, because I think that's really important. But if that one thing I did different was courgette. So let's just give that one new thing a go. And now that's just added something else to my diet. So it's just funny how it goes around. So there's so many good reasons for growing your own things in whatever space you've got.
Yeah, definitely. And courgettes are amazing, just so versatile. You do so much with them. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And if they get too big and turn to marrows, then my father-in-law eats them for fun. So, it works out well either way. So
I struggle with courgettes because my wife and kids don't like them. So this year is the time I've got to find some good recipe to make them taste good so they start eating them.
No, definitely.
Yeah, don't they say if you force yourself to eat something, was it 5 or 6 times, you then start to get used to it and you start to enjoy it?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think you're right by finding the right recipe. I think we look at something and go, I don't eat that. Yeah, but if you can cook that with something else and find a taste that you do like, so whatever that's involved, whether it's a sauce or other veg or meat or something like that, then you put those combinations together and you eat them as a combination rather than a separate thing. All of a sudden you realise that you're taking that in.
Exactly.
And then it becomes easier when it's put on your plate as like an individual block if it's been chopped up to just go, stick it on the fork, put it in your mouth, eat it and done. So I think that's a good way as well, is, looking at different recipes or different ways of cooking things, turning it into other things. I mean, I know you guys do, but I see so many people throughout the year saying that they've made this cake from this, and you're like, what? What do you mean? It's a cake?
But it's cake.
Yeah, that's it. I think the first thing I had beetroot with was brownies. One of my friends conged me into eating. I was eating brownies. And he said, "What do you think of them?" I went, "Oh, they're not bad." That, and he went, "Yeah, they've got beetroot in them." And I was like, "Oh," completely mugged off, basically. But at the same time, gone, "Oh, fair play. That's pretty nice. That is. We'll go with that." So, cheeky way of I think used to happen to my uncle or someone like that when he was young. He wouldn't eat peas or broccoli or something. So his mum used to hide it in the potatoes in the mash and try and get him to eat it that way and not see it. But he cottoned on and ended up picking through it and finding every little bit and put it on the side of the plate. But, but yeah, there's always ways and means, isn't there? So
yeah, of course there is, yeah. And someone just said I saw about the watery tomato supermarket. And that's one thing I always say every year. I just do not buy tomatoes from out of season in the supermarket because, like that person just said, no point whatsoever.
No, that's it massively. I mean, my I reference him a lot because my dad's retired now as well, and he does a lot of growing throughout the season, a lot more than at home in the greenhouse. And my son and my nephew, as soon as they go round to their house, they go straight to the greenhouse, in the door, and they're popping tomatoes for fun, to the point that my dad actually has to come down and say, "Wait, get out, because I need enough left," because they just keep going and going and going. So, yeah, no, definitely. As again, that for me, tomatoes is a funny thing because I never really directly eat tomatoes. But if you introduce them into my dinner or my lunch, I'm more likely to eat them that way, believe it or not. So that's a bit of a funny one for me. So, but yeah, I get that.
Now, I understand what my wife don't. She would never eat a tomato. I could eat tomatoes like apples, big ones, but she wouldn't. She eats it in foods, but not as a tomato.
No, we're all fun, aren't we? That's why we're human, aren't we? Because we're all different.
Exactly.
We have different ways.
Yeah.
That's what keeps us unique. It'd be a very boring world if we were all the same.
Yeah. So where's your growing patch then? Is it at work?
Yeah, so basically, where I work is a large estate. So it's actually a retirement village, but it is amazingly unique. It's not your typical box grass gardens with a few hedges and a couple of plants. It has every aspect of landscape in there. And one of the big things which drew me to it, because coming in quite fresh to this, was they have a veg plot with a percentage of raised beds, sort of lower beds, I would call them, but still slightly raised, and then on the ground where most of our fruit and our potatoes are. And the guy I work with is brilliant and got me into it quite quickly, to the point that because when I originally joined the job, I came at the end of a season, so there wasn't any growing to do anymore other than to take what harvest was left, sort of thing. Yeah. So the next year we started to put plans into place. What can we do next year? What can we get into? And I just bit from there, and basically to the point that I turned around, so the residents have their own beds down there as well, so they do their own growing.
Oh, lovely.
So my encouragement to them is to always come and do it. I try not to do it that, yeah, we'll sort that out for you. I try and make it that, no, come on, because it gets them down to come and do a bit for a little period of time, just a little bit of titivating here and there, even just a fine bit of weeding or something, bit of watering. And I got on their case and said it got untidy one year. I really had a pop at them. I said, it was really untidy. I'm disappointed in you all. You know, and there's people that are, you know, I'm not saying how old they are, but they were definitely 30 years plus my age. So it was quite entertaining trying to tell them that. But since then, we've all bought into how we'd like it to look as well as what we'd like it to produce.
Yeah.
So my plot is at work, and I utilise that there now throughout the week. And I always go down there every day. But I aim to do, my work day starts Monday morning. I start there because I come and check it after the weekend, and I finish my Friday down there because I think that's just a nice way to end the day, especially it being a place of work. It just brings the whole vibe back down, just slows everything back down. Like you can see, I've got headphones in now. Normally my music goes in my ears. I go into a different zone for a while to spend the last couple of hours just looking after things, watering or starting to think about obviously pulling anything up and resetting again. So yeah, it's great fun.
Brilliant. So do the residents get to eat it? Do they get the meals cooked from stuff out of the garden then?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed bag, I'll be completely honest. There's some produce that goes inside and will be cooked with, even down to like the rhubarb and that we grow down there. You know, it's sometimes it's that or the fruit bushes that we have down there. They'll come and use that more than they will other produce because it's independent living. So
I see.
They look after themselves. Sorry, I'm getting a cup of tea brought to me here.
Oh, lucky.
Service. Yeah, so basically those that have a bed down there tend to take their stuff home to use.
Oh, I see. I get you, yeah.
But we're all producing enough now that we're able to either say to someone, oh, please help yourself to this, or if we get to the end of the week and we're picking or pulling, like say, we leave it by the greenhouse and literally put a sign above it saying help yourself. So it gets shared because you guys know you can get too much of something and you can't use it quick enough. So as much as you'd like to eat it all because you want to go, well, that's mine. You just can't always do that. So it's better that other people get to enjoy it and it's been used rather than it just gets recompost or just chucked away out the way or wherever it's going. Yeah. I'd much rather have that feeling, and that's happened a lot more as well in the last sort of 2 seasons of growing, which I'm proud to say that I've sort of instigated and tried to push forward for everyone.
Oh, good. Sounds good. So while we're talking about work, you said you've been there for 3 years.
Yes.
And it's 6 acres?
It's 6 acres, yeah.
So you must have a bit of everything there then that you can get stuck into.
Yeah, I mean, the list. So I wouldn't call us formal in any way. We don't really have like formal lawns. We have a lot of planted beds, a lot of trees, a lot of aged trees as well. I mean, our oaks on the 2 meadows that I look after, which my pride and joy are the meadows.
Oh, I love them.
The oaks, we roughly aged, I think the eldest is now 276 years old. Wow. So it's now entering the middle part of its cycle. So, but yeah, we have that. We have original stuff from the site because apparently it dates back hundreds of years, but there's no proper evidence of who actually owns the house that was originally on there because it didn't gain its certificate to stay up as a listed building, so they pulled it down, which is a real shame. But there's evidence of bits and pieces you'll find. The lake we have shows on maps dating back hundreds of years, and by all accounts goes back to, I think, Charles I, of where he used to keep his cavalry horses.
Oh, wow.
And up the road there's an old Roman checkpoint, which you wouldn't know technically to look at. You wouldn't know it was there, but it was one of the London Road checkpoints where you'd have to stop and go through. So there's a lot of history around the place, which makes it feel much more unique about what you're looking after. And we try and keep that mentality of how we do things. So where you do have to keep elements of it very tidy for people and walkways clear, we remain very nature-led, and very much what we can leave, we leave. You know, how we can utilise it, like the meadows, simply just cutting. I think I've put 3 to 4 pathways in a mower width wide. Now that's plenty for people to walk down. And now I've kept 95% of the meadows left to do their job and their role that they should be doing, hence their name, which I think people get lost by. And I have to convince some of my residents as well, because obviously they're coming from backgrounds where they've had nice big gardens and they want to see flat green lawns. And it's very hard to convince them that the whole point of that being there is to serve a purpose. And I think all that I've had to do is lean on my landscaping days, I guess, to bring a little bit of a better look to it, shall we say. So when people look at it, they can appreciate it a little bit more, rather than they just go, oh, but it's just flopping all over the place. It's just, it's over the path. It's doing this. So yeah, it's a real unique place. Put a lot of hard work into it to sort of bring it round to a different viewpoint and how people see it, and use it as well, because they are magnificent grounds for people just to go for a wander, even if it's for like 10-20 minutes. We've put countless benches in and places to pause that you can use, just to give everyone that chance to stop in every area around the grounds as well. And we're very tactile where we put them as well. We make sure that there's this outlook or this view every single time you sit down.
Yeah.
Or we create something so you can then view that later on down the line. So, but it's a beautiful place to work. It is still work though, so it does come with its usual work problems, as we all get. But in general, I think as much as you do, sometimes you have to shut the noise out. And I think the best thing about doing what I do, and probably what you guys do and other people do, is that we are doing something that we love. And it's not a job anymore if you love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really key and important. And I have to remind myself of that some days, because not every day is a good day. Not every day you can be smiley and happy and chirpy and cheerful. Some days you go, I just want to lay in bed, and that's hit me many times over the years for different reasons. But the difference with this is that once you get in the door, you like say you disappear down to the veg plot, or you have a little wander through the meadows and check they're okay, or there's we call it the wildwood. It's not massive, but we dug a path all the way through it, and we don't get rid of anything that we cut down. So we dead hedge all our old shrubs, everything, and it's lifted the wildlife even more because we've created more areas for them. And we've created that now into a path that people can walk down. So you can now get around the whole area without having to stop because there's no path or the grass is wet. There is a path everywhere for everyone to go.
Sounds amazing. Whereabouts is it in the country?
It's Dunmow in Essex.
Oh, right.
So, it's really unique. I never knew it was there. When I went for the job, I'm trying to nav myself there. I mean, it's that out the way that apparently they haven't invented Wi-Fi or anything out there, and it's 2026. So you completely get lost for a bit, and you're relying on hopefully there's a sign or someone to guide you at some point. But it's just a fabulous place to work. It's just so unique. I think that's the thing. You go to nice like old country estates through one of the heritages or something like that, and you see all that stuff. You don't see what we've got, what our venue is catered for. And that's, I think, why a lot of people want to live there as well, is because it's just like, wow, look what I get. I've got this massive garden that I don't have to look after. You know, what a feeling. I can just walk around and enjoy it. I can just have a couple of potted plants outside my door, and that's enough for me because I've got all of this to enjoy. So yeah, it's pretty fab.
Is it just for residents and family and friends, or is it not open to the public, I guess?
It's not closed to the public. It's not. We have sort of thought about doing the opening garden scheme, which was sort of being pushed by someone, but we've had a lot of changes with our work. We were bought by another company, so we've entailed all of that going on for quite a period of time. So it's taken a while to sort of reset itself and settle down. But it's stuff that we've talked about doing because I think it lends itself to being able to do that as well.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It really does.
But it's always open to visitors. If everyone is in the area, all you've got to do is give me a message, and I'm sure I can welcome you with a poor cup of coffee or something.
Wow, brilliant. That sounds good. That's a day out, Mark. We jumped to the end of your career, really. Well, not the end of it.
No.
The present.
Yeah.
Let's go right back to the beginning again. So when you was a kid, was there gardening involved anywhere?
Well, as a kid, I think it's. Do you know what I was thinking about this earlier when I sort of let you know my sort of brief history. So it all comes through my dad. My dad is horticulturalist, done some fantastic things. He would be a great one for you to have on because he's got some fantastic stories and stuff that he's done. He then started his own business. But prior to that, as a kid, I was always in the garden because I was always a sporty kid as well. So I was outside all the time. I was climbing the trees at the bottom of the garden. You know, I was trying to make dens out of them. I was trying to do absolutely everything, getting shouted at for trampling on something, you know, all the usual stuff as a kid, trying to make bows and arrows out of canes and twine and things like that. And just, you know, just doing everything like that.
Brilliant.
I always loved being in the gardens. I never thought about it until I was older, how much I spent time in there. Because I had a bit of, I'm quite, we'll come on to this, which you'll understand this. I reflect quite a lot these days. I think about things from the past a lot more now. I have a lot more nostalgia in my body than I am worried about the future, should we say. And I flick back through some old pictures and they literally are just me outside all the time, whether that's in our gardens as kids, my nan's garden, trips when we used to go to Holland and Belgium, like, because obviously my dad's connections for work. You know, all these things, and just outside all the time, you know, going to the tulip fields in Holland. I mean, I need to go back there because as a kid, I can just vaguely remember it. But I'm thinking these were spectacular moments that I now need to relive. And it's just, it was just one of them things. And then I did the typical teenager thing. I was just a teenager. I got to the end. I wasn't a school person. It wasn't for me. And I basically got a knock at the door about 2 weeks before the end of the 6 weeks. And the conversation was along the lines of, you either go get a job or you come to work with me. And that's how the career started at 17 years old. I went to work for my dad and spent 22 years with him, I think, full time. But prior to that, I'd done my original work experience, which I don't think they do much for the kids anymore like they used to when I did it. I worked Saturday mornings for him from about the age of 15, just going around clearing leaves in a car park, I think it was, on a Saturday morning somewhere. But that was like, here you go, here's 20 quid, here's 40 quid. And when you're that old, especially as things didn't cost what they cost now, you're like,
big bucks, isn't it?
I'm winning here, you know, this is a massive amount of money. Yeah. So, that's where that started, basically.
So that's it. He was a landscape gardener, and obviously you were as well.
Yep.
So what does a landscape gardener do?
We're sort of crossing over. I think these days they separate them now. I think these days they're called landscapers and then they're called gardeners.
Right.
We always refer to ourselves as landscape gardeners. Basically, my dad's background is through horticulture and plants in the main. That was his strong background and culture. But when he started his own business, like you do, you've got to get going. And part of that entailed starting to take on the hard landscaping things. So your patios, your driveways, fencing, what else we've built, water features, different things like this. But we never come away completely from the gardening side because we would still install your soft landscaping, your turfing, your larger trees and shrubs, your planting borders, plant design. So it all combined into both. And we did run maintenance for quite a period of time as well alongside that. It wasn't till later down the line when we started to pull back from the distance we were travelling out to do work or get work, that we became just fully invested in certain part of the business where we had to start dropping things to make it practical for us. And sometimes it was okay. Sometimes it was a bit of stress. I say my dad, I mean, he'd love to be planting every day, all day of the week, buying X, Y, and Z with them. You know, it was a fantastic feeling. And again, that's that nostalgia. And as a kid, he used to take me to work on school holidays sometimes, which would mean getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, driving into London, where we'd go in, pick up a truck, we'd go into the markets, buy that day's plants or what was needed to buy, get them wheeled out into trolleys. All the lads that would load me up would give me £1 coin for helping load it. So I'd come home again, like as a kid, I'd come home with like £7, £9 in my pocket. I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely winning. You know, and spend the day up there. And up there was greenhouses felt like they never ended. You know, and obviously being a kid when you're small, that's how it always feels. And that's just, I love that memory. And my dad would go and get on with his work and I would just run around the greenhouses. So I think the bug has always been in me. I think it's always been there. It's just taken a little while to either develop or find my pathway, which is what I am doing. I'm not done it. I'm doing it. So.
Brilliant. So 20 odd years as a landscape gardener.
Yep. And
then what happened after that?
He retired. You know, how rude's that?
Terrible.
Yeah, I know. No, it was an awkward one. It played on my dad's mind at some point to think about it because again, a different era. But he was coming up to 50 years of full-time working, and I think a lot of people that I talk to, you just know when it's time to start slowing down or looking to stop. We had the discussion about me taking on the business and going on, but being completely honest, I got to a point where I'd had enough at looking at a pack of paving, you know, digging a hole to put a concrete post in. It just wasn't appealing to me anymore. And I hit a point where, am I going to do anything like this anymore? What do I do? So I had a bit of time out. I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, which was lovely because it means I got to spend a bit of time with my children as well, which I don't get to do, as a lot of us don't get to do as well. So that was really nice. My wife couldn't wait for me to go back to work, but that's a different conversation. And I basically started looking for jobs as you'd have to. I found one with a grounds maintenance team, which was very commercial. So very much your new builds. And I discovered quickly, as nice as the people that I was working with were, they're like really good people. That wasn't the work for me. I'm not a believer in cutting grass as short as possible and boxing every single shrub that you look at. I don't like that. And I became to a point where I was saying, no, I'm not doing that. And I think the minute I did that, I realised this wasn't where I was meant to be. So again, came away from that. It was a learning experience. I think, you have to go through these things to discover these things. There were things that I still picked up from them that I hold on to now and utilise today. But
so literally, that's just, you see the people around the estates everywhere on massive lawnmowers, cutting every piece of grass.
Yep.
And looking after parks and things.
Yep. That's exactly that, pretty much. You know, I mean, sometimes you're lucky and you get a nice place to work. But the brutal honesty of it is that when people walk their dogs, they don't always clear up. And when you experience that, it certainly changes your attitude and mentality towards things quite quickly. And I don't understand how people can't put litter in a bin and, you know, just simple, common sense things that you should just do. So that wasn't the right path for me. But I'm glad I experienced it because if I didn't experience, I never would have known that, no, that's not where you go. That's not what you're meant to do. And then I was fortunate enough to find where I work now. So that's, you know, everything works out for a reason somewhere along the line, you know, so it finds itself. It doesn't always do it straight away, but in general, it gets there in the end.
Sounds perfect. And you're really happy where you are now?
Yeah, no, massively. I had a bit of. I noticed you read part of my bio, so I'll touch on that. So basically, I'd been there just shy of 3 years, and an opportunity came up to go to another company. Really good opportunity. Was progressive for me, big progression. I went in, and within a matter of days, knew that wasn't for me.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It took it. I wasn't ready for that role. I thought I was, because I'm trying to eventually move off of being on tools 5 days a week at the heavy load that I have to work at. And I thought, okay, this would be a good time to get out of it. And I think I jumped a little bit too quickly. I wasn't quite ready for it. I'm not a sit still person. So you guys are doing really well out of me at the moment. So if I start wandering around, you realise. But I'm not a sit still all day person. And I had a very good conversation with the owner of that company. Very polite. He understood completely. Like, there's no ties severed there. I think that's another good relationship built. For
Can
other
I ask
reference.
what company that was?
No, I'll leave them out of that one.
All right.
I'll leave them out because it's not fair, because I don't want it to. I wouldn't want it to come across the wrong way.
I don't mean exactly names of companies. What do they do? They're another gardening company.
Yeah. So they are a higher end horticultural based company,
Right.
who deal with installation, maintenance, but they allow it to be very plant led, rather than we'll come in and landscape your garden with your paving in and then we'll plant it afterwards. It's more the other way round first.
Okay.
And then if there's a project to take on where it's like a full garden or part or something like that, then if it's something that they can work within the company, fantastic. If it's not, if it's an outsourced thing, that's fine, and they work it in as a project. But part of it is keeping jobs on afterwards to look after and maintain. And, you know, I went round to some of the places and absolutely beautiful, like put together fantastically, the plant selection, beautiful, areas that are working fantastic as well, you know. But I know myself more these days. Probably if I sort of took that similar job about 15 years ago, I probably would have dived into it a little bit more, because that's where my head at was when I looked at a garden. That's how I saw it and viewed it. But my view on things has changed a lot in the last few years.
That's obviously come from the landscaping time, then, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think this is what I like, is that I won't say tried, because I'm constantly doing, but I've tried to be a part of every part of what I'd say the industry, and tried to get to an understanding of it, and even just part knowledge of something. So I know how I can handle that, because I say where I work now, I have to cover all those bases. You know, I have to do every part of that. And if I don't go and gain those experiences or do those things, there's a lot of stuff that I'd be like, what do? I don't know what to do. So I'm glad I've had those experiences. But fortunately, my old job was still open, so I've gone back to it. So I am really pleased about it. I mean, it does come with those things of you should never go back sometimes attitude. And there's little bits where you're like, oh, I don't like it. But the bigger picture is when you look away from buildings and look at what you're working with day to day outside. I think that's the main thing. And that's something that I would say to other people as well. Remember that part of it. That's what you're there to do. That's what you're there to look after. And that's the important thing. I love it. You know, it works well for me as well with how I won't say lifestyle, because I'm not like a party person or anything like that, but how it works for me and my family and things I want to do going forward. It fits really well.
Can I just step back a second? You said the company that you went to and then came back to you where you are now, the part where they look after the maintenance of the gardens they've made, I suppose when you were a landscaper, did you ever see anything that's not kept how it should be? Do you know what I mean? For some people aren't gardeners, and maybe they think they can keep it how, you know, amazingly, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, a lot of the time there'll always be something there, and normally the answer is you'll get, oh, it was the previous gardener, or it was the previous people that owned the house, because they'll never confess to doing that. So you do see lots of bits and pieces. I think I do understand it. I try not to be too over the top about it, because we all do differently. And what you like, I might not like. And I think we always have to bear that in mind. But it's sort of things like, even just like apple trees and that in people's gardens, they don't want to get rid of them. They want to keep them, but they're absolutely battering them at the wrong times. And they're never getting what they should get from them and the use they should get out of them. And it's a lovely thing to keep in your garden. I mean, I've been unfortunate this year. I lost mine. It got a disease. It was completely going at the bottom. So I had to take a decision that it's got to come down and come out, because it was actually more dangerous. But we'd done so much work over it for the last 5-6 years. Its produce was amazing. Just getting so much use out of it throughout the year. And that was lovely. So, but yeah, no, sorry, going back to it. I see a lot of things where you go in and go, oh, okay. And you just sort of have to go with it and know that either you can nurse it back to where it should be, or literally tell people, I think we should start again sometimes.
Oof.
Yeah. It's difficult, because I think it's understanding expectations a lot as well. A lot of the time, I think that's one of the things you need to get grasp of with every part of work and working for people. You've got to understand what it is that they're trying to get, where they're trying to get to, what they want to happen. And if you can get that, then you can sort of work off that a lot more and take that forward and make their garden and do the best for them with it.
I suppose it's about money as well, because to have a gardener in however many times a week, month, whatever, it costs money, doesn't it?
Massively. But we're a trade that I still think is way too underappreciated, because you don't question a plumber, you don't question an electrician. Rightly so, these are dangerous things, right? But what I'm saying is that we never tread on other people's toes. We don't question that. But if I come to your house and say it's going to cost this much to do that, most of the time you get, ooh, do you reckon we can do it any cheaper? It's like, well, no, that's the price. I've got to make a living. And I think as an industry, it's really underappreciated. And not too heavy on this, but I think if you even look at jobs in it, you look at the yearly wage for a lot of them, they are not good. They are not good.
Crap.
Yeah.
But the skill involved in gardening, the problem is people just see it as a hobby.
Well, I was about to say, I was exactly about to say that. I think I have this discussion with people a lot, and I know the COVID era made a lot of gardeners quite quickly, and there's no problem with that. Nothing. That's fine. I love people being involved, because I think you carry on learning from different people doing something, or they make a combination of something. You go, oh, I really like that, and that's the fantastic thing about it. But I think as a job, we keep getting looked at as a hobby, and I think you're 100% right on that. And I think that part of it needs to change from people a lot more.
Yeah, completely agree.
And
even people that employ gardeners full time on an estate, like I've seen jobs in the Palace advertised, and the wage there is, for in London, it's shocking.
It's rubbish. You can't. Well, you can, but it's really hard to survive on and keep getting everything going. Like when you get to the time, can we afford to go on holiday properly this year? And you've got to have that discussion and weigh that out. But you see everyone else jetting off for 3-4 holidays a year and going, hang on a minute, how are they able to earn that money and do all of that? And I say, we just sort of, I just feel there needs to be a greater appreciation. I love people coming in. I've got a really good friend that I actually met through Instagram who had a change of career and has gone into it now, and it's now their job. And yeah. And we chatted a lot about it. I had a lot of discussions with her. And she put some pictures up the other day, and I sent her a long text message, not through Instagram, direct to her. And I just said how immensely proud I was of her, because she is absolutely smashing it with what she's doing right now. And I'm so pleased for it. It's working out. It's brilliant. And I love that. And I will always give people their praise for doing that, making that decision, making that tough decision, and then really going for it and maximizing it as well. And I think that's the good thing. But are still, you know, there's still some things that you sit down and go, just pay the right person to come and do the job, you know.
I think it's because everybody who's got a house or whatever, or got a garden, says, "Oh, I'm going to do a bit of gardening."
Yep.
You know, so everybody is a gardener of some description,
Hmm.
but they're not a professional gardener. So when you say a gardener, there's the it seems like the worth's not there, because I can do a bit of gardening.
Yep. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Am I coming through? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
What
no,
I'm saying?
100%. This isn't something that's happened overnight. I mean, this has been a number of years. Like we've seen it a lot of times. Say, when I worked with my dad landscaping, there were people that were coming in and saying that they were landscapers and they can lay that patio. Well, I can guarantee you, we would be back a few months later relaying some of that. Because they weren't professional at it. They didn't have the experience, and that's fine. You've got to start somewhere and you've got to learn. I get that. I really appreciate that. But, you know, if you're talking about trying to be able to lay paving, go and work with someone that's done it for a long time, learn it, and then go away and start doing it. And it's no different to doing the gardening. Whatever part of it you're working in, go and work with those right people for where you want to go in that industry. So it doesn't matter what part you want to do, but go and find someone, link up with people, talk to people, work out, find your niche, find where you're comfortable, and keep trying to improve that and working with the right people to help you get through that. I've learned that a lot. You know, I'll try my hand to most things, but if I really look at something and go, that's not for me, then I will go and get the professional that can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, exactly. Definitely.
It's a bit like farming, though, isn't it? You know, we can all grow some vegetables, but you won't go and say, right, I'm a farmer now, I'll go drill a field full of, you know, you just want to have a clue what you're doing.
No, that's it. You can go, you know, what was the one the other day? Someone was talking about the industry and they went into the bank and told them, well, I don't tell you how to run the bank, do I? You know, so don't tell me how to do the gardening. You know, so it's such a fine line. I think it's a really good discussion, actually. I think it'd be interesting to see more people's opinion on that part of it as well. Because it's not discrediting people that enjoy gardening, and it is their hobby, because it's a fantastic hobby to have.
Yeah, of course.
Not taking that away. But I think they almost need to change the title and not call us gardeners anymore. They need to call us something else to make us even just that separation. So it just brings us away from that. So you're a gardener, so what, are you a hobby gardener or are you professional, you know, and where's that fine line? It doesn't mean that because it's your hobby you've got less knowledge, but can you take the knowledge from here and put that through by using your secateurs correctly, you know, using your saws correctly, your mowers correctly, you know, all those different elements that you have to use outside. It's a massive thing from implementing it, you know. Like I say about the banking, I can add my numbers up quite quickly, but if you want me to work out how to move that over there and where to take that from, do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that, and I wouldn't try to.
No. Sam has smashed it, and I've loved watching how she's got on over this last several months.
Yeah,
and I've thought about it over the last few years, but it's all come down to money. And I'm an electrician, have been for 30 years, and there's no possible way. You know, because you live to your means, and we have done. I could not, and I don't want to take this derogatory anyway, have that wage drop and still live the same.
No,
it's just impossible.
No, it really is. It really is. I see that a lot. I'm gonna say I think Sam would confess to that. She had to crunch a lot of numbers and work out where she was going to be and how she was going to do things to make that jump, because when you are literally changing career as well, I think that's it's such a big decision, let alone worrying about all the other stuff that comes with it.
Massive.
I mean, I contemplated it when I finished working with my dad. I was like in this dilemma of where do I go, what do I do, and I was looking at all sorts of things, and I went back to, no, it's not what I do. You know, I know where my bread and butter is, and I've got to work on that and build that strength, and that's what's been going on really, and that's what I love about it as well. Now I just enjoy it a lot more.
That's the thing. I think you've got to love it. You really have.
Well, I think that's the decision you have to make in gardening. I think that's why so many people stick with it, because they can't physically tear themselves away from it. Like, they love it so much.
Yeah.
Like they're happy to deal with the consequences of the lower wages.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they can't not do it.
No, you're right. We all do it. I say you said it as well. You live to your means. So where you know where you're at, what amount of excess money you've got per month, sort of thing, and you know what you can and can't do, you just work that out. I mean, yeah, you get disappointed when you can't do something because this month you've had to pay out for something that's broken down or something like that. And that's just life. That's an unfortunate thing that you just have to deal with. But I mean, the thought process of now, for me, coming away from gardening completely is just a no-no. The minute I come away from it is because I've finished and I can enjoy it as a hobby.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right, let's talk about some happy things.
Come on in. Yep.
You are one of these weird people who decide to do a garden at a gardening show. My God, whatever stress, whatever made you think about doing that?
It's all this bug that I've got in the last few years. It's this change of mentality that I had with where I work now, people that I interacted with. I started going to the shows, to the RHS shows, the Gardener's World, small local shows, and I'm looking at all the different, even just down to the plant stalls and that, and I'm thinking, this is fantastic. I love this. And it's that typical thing in you where you go to a show, you look at a border and go, I can do that. I can do better than that. And it just, every year I was going, should I, shouldn't I? And I went to, it was getting closer to the feeling of wanting to do it. And I went to Gardeners World Live last year and I spoke to Jade, who had a border there, and she was tired because I think it was last day or second last day. And she was like, I'm peopled out. I can't talk to people anymore. So I just said, let's talk about something different. So I asked her different questions to, what's that plant? What do you do there? I changed the conversation. And she said to me, she said, all I'd say is do it. If you want to do it, it is good. Enjoy it. Do it. And she sent me the link. We don't talk that much actually, but she did send me the link for Malvern. And I ummed and ahed, and I looked at the registration, I looked at the information for a good month or so thinking, and then I got that imposter syndrome, which we all get at some point. I'm going,
God, yeah.
No, I'm not good enough. There's going to be far better people than me there. I'm just going to embarrass myself. I don't know what I'm going to do. And through friends and family, literally, like the close ones, they kicked me up the backside and said, just give it a go. What's the worst case? You're at no loss. You put an application in, they say no, you're no worse off. You know, you've just got to get your feedback, and if you want to do it again, go again. Or you go, right, now I gave it a go, that's it, I'm done. But they came back to me and said, yeah, we'd love to see it. And I went, I've got to do it now. So yeah. What a process, I tell you.
So do you have to have a bit of a design before you apply then?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to sort of have an idea. You have to come with a bit of an idea or how you want to play it. Mine was a relatable garden to people around me, people I've worked with, and I poured that into that. And to me as well, that's how I try to do everything I do gardening wise. I relate it to something. So whether it be the song that I'm listening to, whether it's a type of music, whether it's a conversation I've had with someone, whether it's a personal experience, someone else's experience, I grab that and I utilize that to help me implement something into a border, into how something should look. And I did that, and I came up with an idea quite quickly. And I worked with my dad on it because, again, I lent on my dad's horticultural knowledge, which I was saying, you need to use the right people for the right things. So I lent on him, and we worked through it and we looked at it. I've got loads of photos where we've roughly marked it out on my lawn, and we've got old empty pots turned upside down, placing plants out where we think they should go, and playing around. And I just came up with a design, put it in an application, went on holiday to Ibiza and waited. And it was so weird. I literally, I think I sent it 5 days before we flew, but they didn't tell me at the time when we would find out. So I spent every day on holiday flicking my emails open, seeing if I've got a reply, seeing if I've got a reply. And it wasn't until later on that they told us you don't find out until it was about November time, I think it was.
Oh, God.
So it's I refer to it as a good stress. It is really stressful, but it's in such a good way. It's such a good feeling that maybe I'll do it again.
Ooh. I bet your dad loved being involved.
It was really good. It was important to me that my dad did it.
Yeah, I bet.
Say, being that he retired now, he was lucky enough to work at Chelsea, going back some years for someone. He did some work with them, so he got that experience of doing that side of it. And Malvern being a completely different show to Chelsea, like, not making it comparable there at all. But it was important to me that he'd given me my start in my career. He brought me into it and helped me find my pathway somewhat. I mean, he's never instructed me. Like, it's the one thing I'll say. He's never say, you've got to do this.
Yeah.
He'll always go, it's up to you, mate. Ultimately, you've got to make your decision. And I got there, and it was important that he was a part of that journey with me from start to finish. And I don't mind confessing, that last Sunday, once the people had gone home, we were breaking the garden down, and literally the emotions flooded out of me, because I just was so mentally, physically exhausted, but at the same time, so happy of where we got to and what we'd done and achieved, especially at a first go as well. I think that's really important. I wasn't the only one that was the first time there, but for literally someone first time, and I'm not technically a designer as my trade, so to speak, as well. It was just amazing. One of the best experiences, just below getting married and having kids. I'll have to say that, in case she's listening. Definitely wasn't better, honestly. It wasn't better. But no, it was just absolutely brilliant.
Excellent. Yeah, brilliant. Really, really good. We've both Mark and I have had a little bit of been involved in putting gardens together, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's just at Malvern as well, it was such a good vibe.
Never been.
Like,
it was such a long way for me.
Oh no, but it's such a. I don't know how to describe it really, but there was never a problem between any of us. There was always someone helping. You were having a little bit, because you do have the odd day where you'd go, oh, your head starts to wobble, but someone would come along and they'd chat to you. There were experienced people there. I had Sam. I see she's just joined in here. Sam was next door to me, and every day we'd see each other. Hello, goodbye during the day. She helped me out on the Friday with all the people in as well, which is immensely fun to try and do when the comments you get for that. Meeting Adam as well, that I chatted to for quite a while, and we sort of built up a little bit of a mini friendship. So we chat a lot more now still as well, so which is really good. The big show gardens, Greenfinger City Boy.
Oh yeah.
So and that was really good. And then say the big designers, Ian, with his one garden, what a great help he was to me. Just to have that reassurance from someone that had experience, especially working on that sort of size and scale and dealing with people, just to pop his head in for 30 seconds, and just say, mate, you're doing really well. I like this, or no, just calm down. Don't worry about it. Because I got one of the funniest, dumbest, annoying comments on my first day when public came in that literally I was like, and he just went, look, pick that up, throw that over there and forget about that one. Go back and it's all good.
What was it? Come on, you can't not tell us.
Someone stormed past without even stopping and went, that was done in 10 minutes. Yeah, so you can imagine how you'd feel, when you've spent 10 days plus all the months.
Jesus.
It's all right. I went running after them with me RHS certificate like that. There's your 10 minutes. So no, but it was the one thing a lot of people said that had done it before, is just be prepared for such a mixture of comments. Because, like you say, not everyone's a gardener. Not everyone can always appreciate it. They just want to turn up, get themselves a few plants and put them in their garden because that's what I like. So you sort of have to bring that perspective back to things, which I did for the rest of the time. It's just, I say, just the people from the outset, from the start, who you deal with, at the three counties as it is in the main there, as well as the RHS and all that. Just that good that if I can return there, I definitely would do.
Mm. So what was on that RHS certificate you ran after him with?
It said Silver Gilt.
Yes.
No, 100%. And there was just funny. I mean, I generally I'm quite good. I'd probably say about 98, 97% of the time, nothing really bothers me. But you just catch someone at the wrong moment, especially when you're a bit tired.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I could just do without that. And there was another person, and they apologised to me because they went, I didn't mean it like that. They were running around, and they went, oh, that one got Silver Gilt as well. And I went, I think she said something like, oh, they must have just been giving them out. And I went, no. I said, sorry. I said, I'm going to correct you there. I said, I'm going to stick up for everyone here. Everyone here has worked for a really long time to get to this point, invested a lot into it. Even if they did get some sponsorship, it would have cost them money along the line.
Yeah.
And put some appreciation on what people have done and put themselves out there, because this is something as well that I've learned quite quickly. And I'm happy to talk about this as well. Instagram has helped me a lot with this. Is just put yourself out there. Just be brave enough to go up to someone and start a conversation. Just be brave enough to enter something like I did. And I've got that confidence. And I have to remind people sometimes that we have put ourselves out there. That's a massive thing. I don't know whether it was 9 or 10 boarders, I think, in the end that was there. But every single one of them person, regardless of how well they're known, has put themselves on a line to say, look, what I wanted to do this and show you all. And again, it comes back. Yeah, and it's and I think most people appreciated that. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit difficult, isn't it? It's like a song from someone, it's a bit reversed, but you can do 100 things and you'll always remember the one bad thing or the one wrong thing.
Oh, God,
you don't think about the 99 amazing positive things. You just that one thing, which is why that comment will always stick in my mind. But when I thought about it a day or two later, I was like, they didn't even stop. Now, if they'd stopped, taken the time to walk around the whole garden and went, this isn't for me, it's not my cup of tea, that's fine. And it's like someone at the end of the day walked past and went, oh, I don't like them, those rhododendrons. And I called from around the corner because they didn't see me. And I went, that's an azalea. And they went, oh, sorry. And they just went, oh, it's not my cup of tea. I don't like that colour. I went, that's fine. That's not a problem. But, but we're humans. We sometimes speak before we think. I do it. I get told off for it. We all do it somewhere along the line. It just happens to be in a scenario where you would hope everyone would go, well done. It's not quite my thing, but well done. You've done brilliantly.
Yeah, I bet there was a lot of lip biting going on over them few days in public walking around.
Yes, it's eventful. It's eventful. I'd say it really a lot of positiveness, a lot of lovely bits of feedback, lovely comments. I mean, if it was my area to work in, I honestly say that I could have picked up a lot of work from in and around that area afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Which was also a really nice feeling because that gives me the feedback that I want to move forward with.
Yeah.
So, just a immense feeling, getting to share that, I say, with my dad, my mum, my wife and my kids came down for the show days, getting to share that with them, my close friends that I invited in for days, just that love that you got and appreciation from everyone. And then just the nice comments, because how my garden was related to its like backstory. People coming over, reading the board, looking at what I'd done with the poignant moments and the pauses in it. And this was the one. So here we go. We go from the negative to the positive. There was a lady that came over. She took her time to walk around. I watched her. I stood in my little spot that I did every single day to make sure I was seen but not in the way. And I watched her walk around, and then I took my eye off her for a bit, and then I turned back around and she was reading the board again. She read the board. She went back to a spot on the inlet which looked into where the chair was. She looked at that again. She came away. She put her hand on her chest like that, took a deep breath, came over to me, put her hand on my arm and went, lovely. And that moment meant more to me than anything, because I went in my head, I got it. What I wanted to show and what I wanted to do, I've just hit that nail. And again, you say that I call it a funny negative, but that moment will live with me. But it gets outweighed by that moment there, and that's what's really important to me.
Definitely. Yeah,
Hopefully
brilliant.
there was more of those moments than the negative ones.
Yeah, there was.
Oh,
there was. I say
was.
loads. I mean, you probably know as well. I mean, it was 4 days. Thursdays, you get a little bit more of your plantaholics in who will literally know everything down to the finest detail. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not worried. It's not a problem. Or then Friday, Saturday is generally really nice. Part of the public come in, still opinionated, but generally really good. Sunday, everyone's just tired. And as much as you love the show, you keep doing that going, come on, does everyone go home now? But again, generally Sunday's fine, other than when it got to 4 o'clock and everyone's trying to put their hands on your plant saying, are you selling that one? And I'm going, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. I literally had to patrol it. I had my dad there, my mum there for a little bit, and it's like, just stand on each corner because they get aggressive when it comes to plant sell-off time.
I bet. Yes. And you're going to do another one later this year.
Yeah, so is this breaking news? Breaking news. Yeah, I've not really hidden it. I've kind of just kept it slightly quieter. So I actually put in to do Gardeners World Autumn Fair, which is local to me as well. So I don't have to worry about staying over. I can go home every night and eat proper meals, unlike what I did in Malvern. So I actually put an application into them. I had a long conversation and explained to them that I was waiting on Malvern. So I was kind of hedging my bets whether I would follow through with the entry. And then, funny enough, as much as she's not a gardening person, my wife, she told me to do it. So they have said, yes, we'd like to have you there. And I've gone, yeah, okay. So I'm doing another one. Which I'm really looking forward to because it's something completely different. Because, like you know, Gardeners World one, especially these ones, they're raised borders. It's not on the ground. It's set in a size, more restrictive. So I like it because it's going to test me. It's going to test my plant combination, which I'm putting together, which is I think it's very nice, but there's a bit of fire coming to it, which I looked at the other day and was almost like, oh, wait a minute, have I pushed it a bit too far? But I've put a relatable backstory to what this one will be, which goes back to my childhood. So I'm looking forward to doing that because it's a different time of the year. You know, Malvern is difficult because it's so early on, and you really don't know what plants are definitely coming through properly. I had a few bail on me leading up to it, and that was the stressful bit. But fortunately, I was working with a good nurseryman and lent on my dad as well when he was out and about looking at things, saying, what do you think about adding this one in or changing this one? So I'm looking forward to doing the whole process again, really. And it's slightly less plants having to worry about this time as well. You know, I'm sort of literally cutting my plant load by about 60% this time. So it's a massive, massive difference to how much planting I've got involved. But I'm looking forward to doing that. I feel these are things that I want to do. It's difficult because you are investing in them. You know, there is no payoff. Ultimately, there is no payoff. You've got to want to do this. And if someone happens to tap you on the shoulder and say, have you got a card or would you be interested? Brilliant. But you can't go, I don't think you can go into these thinking that you're going to get a great big mound of jobs out of it and be able to have loads of money coming in, this fantastic new career. I don't think it works like that. And I stand corrected if someone has been successful off of that, doing it that way, but I don't believe it works that way. So I'm really looking forward to adding this one as well. And two different, I see them really different. RHS to Gardeners World is very, very different in approach. Like working through the different paperworks and things like that you have to do and what's asked for and X, Y, and Z. It's no different in how they respond to you in their information and your feedback. I would say they both respond exactly the same, but it's very different. I've experienced already this year. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to having something else to aim for at the end of the year.
Brilliant. So designing this this new garden for Audley End is obviously pushing you towards doing more design for work then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've kind of always done it in a format, but a little bit more looking at something, going, yeah, we'll go with that, planning it like that, go and pick it up and putting it in. Now I'm starting to sit down, research a little bit more, understand which way a border's facing, understand how much wind it gets, how much rain it might get, what's the tree coverage, and starting to take that on board a little bit more. And that's helping me learn to develop my plant knowledge a little bit more. Because I think we can all walk in a garden centre and see a lovely display that a garden centre puts together to sell you plants. But is that the right border that they put together there to pick up and put in yours? Because although it might be facing the same way, your conditions might be completely different, if that's your soil, if it's on a slope, whatever it is. And I think I enjoy that part now of trying to work out those little elements and sit down and research a little bit more as well. It's funny. I've switched off of football quite a lot now these days. I don't really concentrate on it anymore whatsoever, because that was a big part of my life for a while. And now it's all plant search history. It's very strange. I think I might be getting mature all of a sudden or something. I'm a bit scared I'm growing up.
Don't do it.
I try not to.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing you at Audley End. That's definite, because I always go there.
Oh, lovely.
Love Audley End.
Yeah.
It is 9 o'clock, so we better start thinking about shutting things down a bit. But you can't go yet, because you've got some lightning questions from Mark. You've got to think of what comes straight into your head.
Oh, blimey. I don't like this. I've had to think at work today. Go on in.
Nice and easy. So the first one is flowers or edibles?
Flowers.
Ooh.
It's getting into edibles, though.
I'm getting there. It's close. It's close.
Beach or forest?
Forest.
Good choice. Go-to emoji in a text message?
Probably the green heart. That's my little signature on the end of things.
Classic, especially for us gardeners.
Yeah.
If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Jaffa cakes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love
Whole
Jaffa
packet
cake.
every time.
Yeah, definitely. You can't just have one or two. It's the whole thing.
Favourite day of the week?
Friday.
Friday. Classic.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
And,
What would you do with your favourite Friday?
What would I do with my favourite Friday?
Yeah, if you had your Friday off, what would you be doing?
My Friday. If I'm off, generally it will be go in my garden, see what's what, know what I've got to do for the day or for the weekend, and probably go, I can see a gap there, I'm going to go and buy some plants. That's perfect to me.
And then plant the plants and it all looks pucker.
That's it. Yeah.
Sounds good. Favourite season?
Oh, that's really difficult. I mean, I love spring because I love seeing it all come to life, but I'm going to say autumn.
But there's something special about it.
It really is, yeah.
You don't get colours like it any other time of the year, I'm afraid.
Well, it's like the whole landscape is just doing this final crescendo before it all just goes.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Definitely. If you could make one thing disappear from your garden or the gardening world, what would it be?
Leylandii. Bane of my life for my career.
I can see loads of them through Mark's window out the back there.
That's not Leylandii, that's hawthorn.
What, even right down there?
Yeah, it's all hawthorn.
Yeah.
No Leylandii in my garden, that's for sure. Favourite weed?
Thistles.
Thistles. They are nice. They are beautiful until they go to seed. And
Well,
then
just Just timing. That's all we have to do with that one. Just timing.
Yeah.
Today's favourite plant.
Cecillaria.
Oh, nice.
Just it's just beautiful. It was in my Malvern garden, and not because of that, but just beautiful. The colour it picks up once it's happy is just, this green is unbelievable.
Mm.
Really vibrant. A good grass, that one.
Yeah.
If your plants could talk, what would they say about you?
Not another plant.
Not another one.
Not
Give
another
us
one.
some space, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
yeah. That or just friends, like in between us.
Favourite garden scent?
Oh, I have a rose called Mum in a Million, which I think everyone knows these days. It's just beautiful.
Nice
Yeah,
rose.
so probably the rose. Yeah, no, I can't beat it.
Mm.
Beautiful. You're the emperor of the world. What is the thing you would do with your power?
That's that's not a can of worms, is it? What would I do? I would stop building on green land and build where there was already buildings.
Good idea.
I think there's a lot of hard space that is derelict. Why can't you build on that? Stop taking away the green space. Pull that down, start again. You know, no different to what we'd do in a garden if we were done with a border. You take it out, you start again. So I'm not building a house on it.
There's so many buildings that are just doing nothing. And
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, crazy. Final one. If you could choose 3 people to garden with, who would they be? They could be anyone, dead or alive, famous, not famous, whatever.
Oh, to garden with. Right. Okay. Well, so anyone that still knows Adam Frost, definitely. Let's have some people that are a bit different. I would have said David Beckham, but then he done Chelsea, so he's kind of ruined it for me now. I don't know. Robert Plant.
Oh, nice.
Led Zeppelin. And let's go. Oh, I don't know. You've got me on that one. That's a really good question. We have these discussions at work. We have to say, you know, what would you do in this scenario?
Really hard when you've got to think of it on the spot.
Oh yeah, I'd just say my wife, because I'd love to get her into gardening.
Snap! I would love that as well.
I'm gonna go to bail out answer. That was really weak.
Brilliant. Really thanks ever so much, Paul. It's been really, really good.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate it.
It's been really good. Thanks for telling us your story.
Yeah, no worries.
And we'll are you going to NEC next week?
Yeah, I'm down there this weekend helping on a build. I think I'm going down to do some planting this weekend, and then I'm back for the actual show the following weekend for Saturday and Sunday. So I'm there the whole weekend.
Nice.
Brilliant. So yeah,
okay,
looking forward to that.
Yeah, brilliant. And if not, see you at Audley End.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Take care, mate. See you later.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, brilliant. Love that.
Nice.
Yeah, really
More
good.
garden. It's got the bug.
Definitely. Give him another year veggies. Out of it, you asking him questions again, he'll be all veggies, no flowers.
Depends how much garden designing he does. He might swing it the other way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What a story. I love a good gardening story from day one.
Yes, another one that you can tell he's just there's nothing else he was going to do, was there? With his dad so passionate, it's like he's indoctrinated.
He's got his dad to thank for him knocking on that door, on his bedroom door, saying, "Right, This or that.
Get out.
Do it.
You're coming with me.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, brilliant. Rightio.
Rambling chat. Is it tea time
very,
or
very
are
good.
you today?
9:10. It'll be sitting there waiting now, going cold.
Is your one tomato in it?
I had that the other day.
I picked one off the plant the other day, and I can't remember what I did with it. I didn't eat it straight away.
Oh,
I was like,
God.
"Oh, tomato!" And then I put it down somewhere. And
What
I
is the
got
point of
distracted by it.
saving one cherry tomato? There's no point. You just eat it instantly.
Well, yeah, exactly. I should have eaten it, but I wanted to show Steph and George, and then I obviously put it somewhere and got distracted, and I've no idea what I did with it.
That's why I did a video of it.
It was one of those meltaway ones from the press event as well, so I was quite
Oh, was
interested
it?
to see what it was like.
Oh, right. Yeah. Mine didn't do nothing to that one yet.
Never mind. I'll have another one, I'm sure.
They won't be long now. They won't
No,
be
it's
long.
As long as the mice don't eat the top out of
Oh, God, don't talk it up.
them. Goddamn nice.
Right here, everybody.
See you
Thanks
next week.
ever so much, like always. And yeah, see you next week. See you soon, Mark.
See you later.
Ta-da, bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.